up, guys? I'm back. It has been forever since I last posted a video, and anyway, so with the whole movement control order, I decided, you know what, today I'm going to make a video, and I did. I finished the look. I've been doing this thing on Instagram where it's kind of like a theme, a color theme. So I've done red, orange, yellow, and now I'm going into green, which is hence this look, the green look. And today is just more of kind of like creating that geode, jade rock kind of look. And if you guys don't know me, my name is Nicole. I love all things makeup. I love to stick things that are not meant to be stuck on my face. But I'm in no way a professional. I do things out of fun, and I just, you know, let the creativity flow. Anyways, if you guys wanna see how I got this look, please keep on watching. So I've actually done my eyebrows off camera because they're not very interesting how I do my eyebrows, so I never like put them in the video. It's like, it's a waste of time. Anyway, so usually I like to do my eye makeup first, but because the look that we're going with today is more on the face itself, so I'm gonna jump straight into my face first and then finish up whatever is on the eyes, and yeah, kind of just going the other way around than what I normally do. Okay, so first off, I'm going to be priming my face. This is the NYX primer. Okay, next we are gonna go in with concealer. I'm not gonna be doing like a heavy foundation kind of thing because I realized I like the more natural kind of look. So the foundation that I have, I only have one foundation, which is the Fenty Beauty foundation, and that one's quite heavy in terms of coverage, so I'm not going to use that today. I'm just going to jump into my concealers. I've got two here. One is the Maybelline, I think this is the Fit Me concealer, and this is the Rimmel London Wake Me Up concealer. So the Rimmel one is lighter in shade, and the Maybelline one is more true to my actual skin tone. Okay, and then I'm gonna go in with this buffing brush. This is from Zoeva. It's a very dense round brush, and what I'm gonna do is I'm just gonna buff it out. So instead of using a beauty blender, which I think is great for foundation, but normally for concealer, I will use this buffing brush instead. Okay, so that's concealing the blemishes and all that. Now I'm going to go in with the eyes. I'm using the lighter shade. This is from Rimmel London. Anyways, how I do my concealer is I put two dots at the end here and on the inside. I don't normally put a lot of product. I used to like do that whole thing, right? I used to do that a lot. And then I started watching like professional makeup artists kind of videos, and that was when I learned how to properly brighten up my under eyes, right? Blend the outside first in the buffing motion. So this kind of goes upwards as well. And then slowly into the middle. And then on the other side, you do the same buffing motion. You just blend it in. And as you blend it, you move your finger towards the inner, into the middle of your under eye thingy. I feel like I can't English when I do videos. It's like I suddenly become stupid or something. Voila! I think it's a great technique instead of putting a lot of concealer underneath, like drawing that triangle underneath. Okay, so once concealer is done, we're going to go in with the setting powder. I'm using ColourPop's No Filter Setting Powder. This is a very small product, but it's actually really good. You don't have to use a lot of it. And I also learned from watching all this pro MUA videos is that baking is not great, especially if you have dry skin. So what I do now, or what I find works best for me, is to use a very small brush and just sort of like go in lightly, and then just like using at the tip of the brush, I just blend it out. So it's kind of like setting your face without caking it. Okay, so for the other parts of the face, I'm doing the same thing, but I'm using a bigger fluffy brush. Okay, so to create the Geode look, I am going to be using a few different shades of green and white eyeshadow. So I'm going to be using the Morphe James Charles palette, this NYX Ultimate Edit palette. The green is actually pretty nice, and also the Jeffree Star Androgyny palette. I'm also going to be using multiple brushes that are small and dense in a way, and also one fluffy brush as well. You need that to blend it out, to make it look a bit more, what's the word? To make it look a little bit more watercolor-ish, I guess. And I have this like super tiny brush. This is actually a painting brush. I got it at Spotlight, and I find it very useful when you're trying to create very thin lines. This gorgeous baby. And I'm gonna go in with the light green first. It is in the shade, I don't know what this is called. What's this called? Social Blade. But basically, I'm just drawing like rough lines on where I want the line to be, the whole entire jade, which is right across from your face. Next, we're gonna decide where you want the light shade to be and where you want a dark shade to be. You could do brighter here and then darker here. So the bright parts come here onwards. So what I'm doing is I'm just blending the green shade. Okay, so that is sort of the base of where you're going to draw your entire rock look. I don't even know what to call this. Is it a geode? Is it jade? What am I doing? I don't know. Okay, so next we're gonna go in with a white eyeshadow. I'm using the Morphe James Charles palette. This is in the shade Flashback. So the lighter parts that I want would be here. So you can definitely overlap this on top of the green that you did earlier, and blend it out. So the white part is now in. What I'm going to do now is I'm going to go in with the Androgyny palette, and I'm going to be using this army green shade. This is in the shade Military. Why is there a motorbike outside? You should be at home. Stay home. Okay, so the Military shade is a bit more, it's darker, like a more brownish shade. So be careful when you're using this shade, because you want to create that depth, you know, that shadow and all that, but you don't want too much of it because it can make the entire look a little bit too dirty. And then I'm gonna go in with the other shade from the NYX palette, so that you can see that the darker shades, like you can now really like determine your dark sides. Determine your dark side. Determine the darker parts and the lighter parts. Okay, so then I'm gonna go in with the fluffy brush again, and again I'm just sort of blending it out. Okay, so now we're gonna go in with the darkest shade that we're gonna be using for this look. I am going back to the Morphe James Charles palette, and we're gonna go in with this dark green shade. This is in the shade it's in the shade Daddy. Okay, so for the dark shade, we are sort of creating that line that separates the light and the dark. And I'm gonna go in with this really dense brush, and using the edge of the brush to sort of create the lines. And how I'm creating these lines is I'm just gonna draw jagged lines across. Okay, so after drawing the line, I'm going back in with the same green shade but on a small round brush and sort of blending it out so that the lines are not too harsh. Okay, so you kind of like created that base already. What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna go back in with the fluffy brush. and I'm going back into the very first light green shade that we used, sort of blending it outwards to my skin. And again, I'm gonna go back in with the fluffy brush and blend, 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 blend. So we are almost there. Takes a lot of time, but hopefully it turns out pretty nice. Okay, so before we go in drawing the lines and everything, I'm gonna go back in with the white eyeshadow that we used earlier. We're gonna go in and sort of draw white motions around. You can kind of see white lines or white highlights around the darker areas, the light green shade, and also doing a similar motion but on the lighter side. I actually wanted to use my NYX eyeliner, the white eyeliner, to draw the line, but mine completely dried out, so we are gonna go in. So we're gonna go in with face paint instead. You can use whatever face paint you want. You don't want your lines to be super straight or super neat. Just keep it as jaggedy as possible. Okay, so then with whatever that you have left over on the brush, this thunder is so distracting. Whatever you have left on the brush, you can sort of create like really light motion, like around. It's just sort of creating more texture in a way. Okay, so white lines are done. If you see it a bit more up close, I think it looks better up close. It's quite interesting, the way it kind of flows. And after that, we are gonna go in with some gold face paint. I'm using this gold shade here. Now the thing about the gold is that you don't want to draw a full line like the white color. You kind of want to just draw bits and pieces. I think that's it. That's it. That's the look. That is basically the Geode Jade portion of how to create that kind of look. So what I'm going to go in now is I'm just going to go in and finish up my face. I'm just going to go in with some bronzer, and then we're going to go in with some highlighter, and I'm going to go off camera to put on some eyeliner and some, what's that word? Falsies. Okay, I'm just gonna go in with a little bit of the same highlighter over the lid, just for some nice shiny, shiny, shiny effect. Okay, I'm gonna go off camera and do my eyeliner and also put on my falsies and probably lipstick too, so I'll be right back. Okay, so I am back with eyelashes, eyeliner, and some pretty lipstick. So this is not the final look, I just want to touch up a little bit. So what I'm gonna do is I'm going in with some light green shade and just sort of adding a little bit more color because I think it's not enough green right now. Okay, so next I am gonna finish up by adding a little bit more shine to it. So I'm gonna go in with the Jeffree Star palette, Androgyny palette, and going in with this shade. This is called Frosting. So what I'm gonna do is I'm just gonna add more gold to where the gold was previously. Doesn't make sense, but I'm just adding more gold to the look. So that is the look. And if you'd like to see more, please subscribe to my channel, like my video. It really encourages me to do more videos. Anyways, that's the end of the video, and if you'd like to keep yourself updated with more stuff that I do, whether it's ugly pictures of my face on Insta Story, or if you just like to keep up to date with all of my rants, rent as in like renting, not like rent as in like rent a house. Why does it sound the same? Anyways, if you want to follow me for more updates, I'm all over social media, Facebook, Instagram, Twitter. They're all the same handle and they are all going to be linked down in the description box below. So follow me and and subscribe, like this video, and I'll see you guys again soon.